if you're enjoying the show and you'd like to get more, maybe you want to get bonus episodes, maybe you want to get episodes early, maybe you'd like to join monthly video hangouts with me, Jeff, and other fans of the show, the way to find out how to do that is to go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. Actually, having met a lot of your friends,
They do all dress and look the same.
they do all dress and look kind of the same.
Yeah, the costume department's not great.
This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. I take vitamins.
Oh, good.
I take vitamins. I take supplements.
I forget to take vitamins. That's my routine.
I
I have a vitamin jar in my bathroom right there next to my toothbrush. You'd think that I would do it every day when I brush my teeth. Nope.
Well, you're probably better off, Jeff.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, new study just came out and says something that we already know, which is most vitamin supplements, if not, I don't know, probably 99.9% of vitamin supplements don't do anything for you.
They don't do anything?
Not really. And the ones that do negative things for you.
Uh-oh.
They can be hurtful.
That's not what vitamins are supposed to be.
That's not what vitamin, but guess what? That's actually what vitamin.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
What
so-
are we doing?
Here's what's up. This is a story that I found on The Conversation, which is a site that I really enjoy.
And also a great Gene Hackman movie.
Yeah, a really wonderful Gene Hackman movie. That's the one where he's the audio engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Check out The Conversation. And,
Also, check out The Conversation.
Call your dad and ask him about The Conversation, because your dad definitely loves The Conversation.
Dug that movie. Yeah.
This is a new study that was published by the Journal of the American College of Cardiology.
Oh.
And here is what they found. They did a huge study of the benefits of vitamin supplements, including A, B1, B2, B3, B6, the whole B complex.
All the B complex.
C, D, E, beta carotene, all the minerals, right? Calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium. These are all the things that you're going to find in most of your multivitamins.
Your multivitamin.
Yeah, these are the big ones, right? They tested 4 of the most common supplements of multivitamins. And
those Flintstones ones?
Yeah.
They did check the Flintstone ones?
I would guess it was Flintstones, Centrum,
yeah.
Men's Health.
That Costco one.
The weird yellow Men's Health one with like the silhouette of people running.
Yeah.
You know that one?
What's the Costco one that you can buy and it's kind of hard to lift because it's so huge?
Probably Kirkland.
Yeah, Kirkland brand. I don't think they better have tested Kirkland.
Kirkland makes everything. Kirkland makes the best vitamins. Kirkland makes the best cashmere sweaters. They make the best eyeglasses, the best paper plates.
Oh, yeah.
The best French onion soup in a bread bowl. Kirkland signature, baby.
God, you got to get on that Kirkland.
You got to get up on that Kirkland. Digression. I do wonder what it's like in Kirkland, in the Kirkland factory.
When it's like, what should we make next?
I picture some sort of Wonka-esque thing where just everybody's making everything.
A guy
all the
making
time.
a paper plate right next to a dude preparing a bread bowl.
Some sort of Tomorrowland situation.
Yeah.
Self-replicating robots creating things, and they're just like, we should make French onion soup. Why? Because we don't.
Yeah.
And we could make everything.
It's a farm / textiles mill.
Yeah. / auto plant / restaurant.
Yeah.
Kirkland. It's like the shortly lived sci-fi original series Eureka.
Yes.
That's what's going on. It's like Eureka, but for boring shit.
They're making flannel t-shirts.
Yeah. A regular average guy finds himself in a town that can make anything, but chooses to make paper products and certain foods.
Yeah. It's like Hogwarts if there was no magic.
Yeah, it's like the real ass Hogwarts. Anyway, these studies evaluated common supplements to see over a long period of time what sort of effect they had on people, particularly people who would suffer from heart disease and stroke. That's why they wanted to test all of the B vitamins. They wanted to test folic acid because as somebody with heart problems, I can tell you that's one of the things that your doctor tells you to do. You want your B vitamins, you want your folic acid. So here's what's up. They found that B vitamins actually kind of harmful.
What?
Because if you take too much of it.
Right. Well, that's the problem with concentrated vitamins at all, or concentrated vitamin C tablets or anything like that. It's so easy to overdose. Yeah. I mean, not overdose, but
it's not an overdose. It's like a buildup. It's an imbalance in your body, right? And I'm not going to say that they found that these people were statistically much more likely to suffer a stroke or a heart disease. What it really was like, it was a study of thousands of people, and they found
all of them are dead now.
And they're all dead now, but
vitamins killed everyone.
Vitamins and also an asteroid that hit the lab. We don't know which one happened first.
Right. I'm sure the vitamins were not good.
Yeah.
Because everyone couldn't do anything. No one could run out of the room when the asteroid was coming. Everyone was tired.
The asteroid killed them, right? Like, obviously the asteroid killed them. But
are they mostly dead already?
Only if they weren't dead from the B vitamins first.
Right. I think
mostly
dead and then completely dead.
Or they were completely dead and then the asteroid was just a coincidence. You can't. Correlation is not causation, Jeff.
I feel like the asteroid was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Sure.
If the straw was like 800
dead camels.
Yes.
Because they were already dead.
Yeah.
And then the asteroid came and broke a dead camel's back.
Because of those camels. You should never give a camel vitamins.
No. And that's what we've learned. What is this study about? What happened? I'll tell you. So there was a large number of people in this study. It was like one of those double blind, like random. It was 20,000 people. Okay.
Yeah. That is a lot of people.
Yeah. This was a population of, here's what's crazy. These studies were done by groups in Australia and the US, but the samples were taken from populations all over the world. So this particular sample was 20,000 people in China who took a bunch of B vitamins and folic acid, right?
Okay.
And it found out that the B vitamins actually caused like 10% of those 20,000 people to be more at risk for heart disease and stroke. So it didn't cause a heart disease or stroke, but it did cause about 2,000 people to be more at risk in terms of health. They took their blood tests, they looked at it, and they were like, ooh, not looking good. And
so this is specific to the B vitamins?
This is specific to the B vitamins, yeah.
So we still want to take our vitamin C and our vitamin D, and we want to, we still got to take some other stuff?
It doesn't do anything.
Nothing?
No, they don't do anything.
What the fuck, man?
Because here's what's up. You take these supplements, and these supplements are not mixed in with food. Most of the time when we get natural vitamins that occur in food, they come with other vitamins, minerals, chemicals, all the stuff that happens within food. Right? So you eat an orange, you get vitamin C, right?
Yeah. And some pulp.
You get pulp. You get all the other stuff that's in an orange, which is what your body needs to process, digest, absorb that vitamin C. When you just take vitamin C, you're basically just ingesting a fucking chemical. Right?
But here's the thing you haven't considered, Anthony. I'm a Flintstone kid.
Sure.
And I'm one of 10 million strong.
And growing.
And growing.
No, and I understand that. And we've got to stop this growth of Flintstone children at all costs.
Oh, no.
These flinted stone children must be stopped because they are only causing themselves pain and suffering.
Looks like we have to redirect that asteroid again.
So the folic acid in the same population actually did seem to have health benefits. But here's something about China. China does not fortify their foods with folic acid. The Chinese diet does not have as much folic acid as, say, an American or an Australian diet. We put folic acid in our breads and cereals here, kind of like the way we put fluoride in water. It's a mind control thing, but it's also heart health.
Yeah.
It's the government controls us, but also for your health.
Right. It's for my health, which is what the government wants me to tell you.
Yeah. The government whispered to me
that it's for our health.
Through my fillings in my teeth.
For all of our health.
Yeah. For all of us Flintstone kids out there. So what this means is like vitamin may be bad.
So are you going to stop taking vitamins, Anthony?
Well,
Mr. I take a vitamin every day because I'm better than you.
Yeah. I mean, look, I do enjoy having something to lord over you. As many things as I can lord over you as possible. Now that I've lost this one, I will have to replace it with something else. Perhaps I'll learn the balalaika. I don't know. Do you know how to play the balalaika?
I don't.
Okay, then that's probably one of the things that I'll do. Just to lord it over.
You're always one step ahead.
I know. Particularly when it comes to instruments from foreign lands. because I know you'll never see them
You know,
coming.
the ironic thing, Anthony, is that I have a balalaika sitting next to my
Why?
toothbrush in my bathroom
Every morning?
every morning, and I never play it.
Every morning
I never
I'm
practice.
I'm going to take my multivitamin and do 15 minutes practicing my balalaika.
And I never once do it. I don't know what it is that it stops me.
You don't have anyone you want to make look like a fool.
Oh.
That's what you need.
It's
That's
that-
the secret to health and to learning good habits, Jeff, is find somebody, anybody in your life.
Mhm.
Maybe Jeff Kanata. If you know Jeff Kanata. If you don't know Jeff Kanata, introduce yourself to Jeff Kanata and decide to be better than him.
Yeah.
Not to
I like
him.
better to
Don't
him
be
would be
better
great.
to him. Be better than him.
Oh, damn it.
I introduced myself to
Almost-
Jeff Kanata
Almost had you there.
7 years ago and decided immediately,
Yeah.
I'm going to be better than this guy.
No, I remember you said that to my face.
I shook your hand.
It was a weird introduction.
Yeah, we met at Comic-Con at a
Yeah.
party, and I think Veronica Belmont was like, "Do you know Jeff?" And I was like, "I don't, but I will crush you."
Yeah, you said,
You seem
"Hi,
wonderful."
I'm Anthony, and I will be better than you."
Yeah.
And I was like,
if
I'm sorry.
not already.
I was like, oh, that's an interesting.
You seem to be taller and better looking, and that's a trigger for me. So it's important that I am better than you in everything else from here on out.
And it was a long con. It was a 7-year mission.
It was
It all led up to the balalaika.
the dividends though. They're paying off every day.
Do you feel a bit bad that you did 7 years of vitamin intake just all to be better than me and it just didn't play out?
No, because for 7 years you did think I was better than you for taking my vitamins.
Oh, and
Now
they're
I'll
right
just
there
switch.
next to my toothbrush.
I know. Why don't you do
Such
it?
an
What's wrong
idiot.
with you? What's better about me? Maybe we'll never isolate it. Maybe it's a lot of things. Who can say?
Who can say? So seriously, are you going to stop taking vitamins?
I mean-
Does this study persuade you strongly?
So I like the folic acid because that
you can just get that, I guess.
that did a little something, but it's also in the diet over here more. So maybe I won't.
Here's the thing.
Here's what I take. I take legitimate medications. I'm not going to stop doing that. But yeah, I don't know. We've heard a lot over the last few years. We've talked about this many times that supplements don't necessarily do much, if anything at all.
Right. I've said before on the show that the first thing I do when I feel a cold coming on is to go out and buy some Airborne, even though I know
bullshit.
it does nothing. But I also have read the research on the placebo effect, which is not insubstantial itself.
Right.
So maybe if you think the vitamins are doing something, they're doing something.
Do you know when you play a particularly intense dungeon crawling Japanese RPG and you open up your character screen? If you're not up on this, you're about to be up on this. You open up your character screen and they give you this pentagram. Okay. And the pentagram has, the points of it are all labeled things like strength, dexterity, all these things.
Yeah.
And it's as you're crawling through the dungeon, you're taking a red potion, and a red potion adds to strength, takes away from intelligence.
Right.
And you're constantly trying to grow and balance the inside pentagram with the outer boundaries of the pentagram. You want everything to grow, right? Very often, life is just so much like that, that I have a real respect for game design of RPGs.
Yeah.
The more I think about my own life, because if folic acid does give me a placebo effect, which actually helps, versus the potential hurt it's doing,
Right.
how do you balance that? How do you quantify that?
Yeah.
Is my character class more benefited by the placebo effect than your character class?
Right.
What's happening mentally? Obviously the placebo effect is going to be measured differently between different people.
And the interesting thing too about that is we have this weird bias in Western medicine that says the placebo effect is bad, that it's not genuine, that if for something to be considered effective, it has to be effective in this abstract form of it against a control. And I get that. That's how science works. You want to break down and remove all the variables. But if it works, if I can create a system where it works because my brain thinks it works, all I care about is the fact that it works.
Jeff,
it's results.
Do you know what you're talking about?
What am I talking about, Anthony?
little something called Dianetics. Let me introduce you to the works of L.
finally.
Ron Hubbard.
I knew you knew that you were better than me for some very specific reason.
Yeah, it's because the Church of Scientology has told me for years that I'm better than you.
You have more thetans or less thetans?
I have.
What do you want?
Excuse me,
How many
Jeff.
thetans do you
I
want?
have fewer thetans.
Fewer. Sorry, I didn't.
Number one, it's a numerical measurement, so it's fewer. I am better than you at grammar now too, and so I'm going to hold you. I'm going to hold that over you. But
that one
two,
actually does sting.
That one does sting because I know you. I know you. Yeah, it's the power of the mind, man. I've gotten rid of all those thetans that were hanging on to me, and now I've ascended to OT level 3.
Sweet.
That's where I get a naval uniform and I levitate. But I can't levitate in front of you because you don't believe. If I was in a room of believers, we would all be levitating right now. You're the one holding us back, Jeff.
Sorry.
See, that's the far end of placebo effect,
See, you
right?
know, the weird thing is that I have OT level 3 in my bathroom right next to my toothbrush, and I never go there.
You got to learn to trust the tech, Jeff. There are things that you got to learn. You got to learn to trust the vitamins. You got to learn to trust the balalaika. You got to learn to trust the tech.
Yeah.
Because Ron did not write that tech to be ignored.
Right.
Ron was the best balalaika player in the universe.
Maybe the problem is how cluttered my bathroom is.
That
a
might
lot
be
of
it.
stuff next to my toothbrush.
You know, if you organized your house a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Get your life in order.
Maybe
a little
more
bit
of a feng shui thing I need.
Cluttered room, cluttered mind. You know what I'm saying?
And you're so much better than me.
Yeah. At everything. Except for this vitamin thing. Vitamin thing actually makes me worse than you and it stings.
Yeah.
No, I think I've known for a while that I probably shouldn't be taking these supplements, but I was just kind of like, all the research says that at worst, they do nothing. Fine. I'll waste money, and at worst, they do nothing.
Right.
Now it says at worst, they're actually bad.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of like,
Here's my question
now
is...
if your doctor tells you to take a vitamin, we should say this.
Right, because we should respect the authority.
If your doctor tells you to take a vitamin, you can ask them why. You absolutely should. You should always ask and talk.
The answer is big vitamin.
The answer is big vitamin. The answer is the fluoride in your doctor's water.
Telling him to tell you.
But actually ask your doctor about stuff like this. Have a dialogue. But if your doctor tells you to take supplements, there may be a reason for it, and you should respect that.
Here's the data point that I would love this study or the next study to take into consideration. Is taking a multivitamin better than not getting those vitamins in your body? Obviously, it's not as good as having an orange.
Sure.
Taking a vitamin C tablet. But is it better than not doing anything?
So they're saying that basically it's not better than not doing anything. They're saying you should be eating the fucking orange.
Right.
That's their like main point of this whole thing is like, look, you can mix and match supplements. You can try this. You can try that. You can be like, I'll take the folic acid, but not the B because of these results. But what you should really be doing is just eating things that come with these things. Be eating actual whole foods.
How many scientific studies are we going to need before we realize that just eating better and doing a little exercise is really always the answer?
At least one more, because last night I got Shake Shack from TaskRabbit and sat inside and played Hyrule Warriors for 3 hours instead of going to the gym.
Yeah,
so I'm going to need at least one more study.
America.
Unless you only need one more study, in which case I'm good to go right now.
Damn it!
Yeah. Hey.
How many studies do you guys need?
Yeah. Do you take vitamins and supplements? What do you take? Give us your entire medical history. Send us your sensitive personal medical history. Just link to your records. Throw them in a Dropbox somewhere. But actually tell us if you take vitamins, if you believe in them.
And if this kind of data changes your mind. Is this the kind of thing that you would be like, I'm not going to take that anymore?
Yeah. I'm at Jeff Canada, or I'm not at Jeff Canada.
I'm at Anthony Carbone. No, wow. I'm not either.
I am doing this thing that I will tell you about later that I think is thrown off my brain today. I'm at A Carbone.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And you can hashtag those balalaika. Look it up.
Good luck.